On account of Navratri, Women Shine presents a 9-day, 9 women Facebook Lives. Women presents Shakti. And these Shaktis are doing amazing work in their own fields. So now this is Aparna Mishra. Good evening. Welcome to another Facebook Live of 9 women in 9 days. So today the guest is very special and she's Pratibha Singh. I'll just welcome her. Pratibha Singh ji, good evening. Can you see? Good evening, Pratibha ji.
Yeah, good evening, Aparna. Thank you.
Before Rini takes it over, I would like to say a few lines about Pratibha ji. She's a social entrepreneur and believes that age is just a number. आपको कोई भी काम करने के लिए उम्र नहीं होती है, आप कभी भी कोई काम कर सकते हैं, बस आपकी एक शिद्दत होनी चाहिए काम करने की. So I would request Rini to take it over from here.
Thank you so much, Aparna.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Aparna ma'am and Pratibha ma'am. How are you?
Good. Yeah.
So we welcome you to our platform Women Shine for 9 days, 9 women.
Thank you.
Please shift your camera somewhere in between. We can only see half of
Yeah,
you.
is it okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's perfect. Thank you. Yeah. So by profession, you are a teacher. For last 20 years, you have been a principal of the school and you have taught in various schools in various cities of India. Your journey has been immense, and recently you have started an organization called Rural West Enterprises, in which you are doing work in the field of skill development, menstrual hygiene, women empowerment, and a lot more issues that are very close to your heart. So we would like to begin, and we would like to talk to you and want you to share your journey with our viewers. Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So let's begin.
yeah, like you just mentioned, I'm a teacher by profession. So for 20 years, I was teaching. Actually, I belong to a family of teachers. My father was the deputy headmaster at the Lawrence School, Sanar in Himachal. And I studied there. My mother was the warden there. So we were practically born and brought up in the school. So I had this educational background, and that uh, that was basically the core reason for my passion for teaching. And then when I got married, once my children started going to school, I started teaching. As long as my children were studying, I was teaching. Even before I was married, I was teaching. And then once my children started school, I started teaching. And once they finished school, I thought that, I'll take a little break from the teaching profession. And that's when I started my organization. We started with an organization called Kshitij Education and Rural Development, actually, with my husband. My husband was a research scientist in Rishikesh and IDPL, and he was into medicinal plants, research of medicinal plants and antibiotics. So he wanted to do something in his village in Sultanpur. And in 2010, we visited Sultanpur and we started a health center there, which my husband had started. And we had planned that after his retirement, we would work in our village and give back to our village. But unfortunately, my husband passed away in 2011. So I didn't shut down the health center which he had started, but that wasn't my field. I wasn't very aware of medicines and treatments and medicines
Not
and those
your
kind of things.
forte, basically.
Yeah. So, but as I kept visiting the village and I started interacting with the ladies there, I realized that menstrual health was a major issue there. And that was something I could relate to. So, we started menstrual health and hygiene program in the village there. And we set up our own sanitary napkin unit, which was along the lines of Arunachalam Murugantham Padman. So we got
Yeah.
machines from him only, and we set up this unit there. And the ladies now in the village, they make their own sanitary napkins and they distribute it in the villages around in Anna block, and they do a lot of counseling, and so we sort of address menstrual health and hygiene, and we also provide them a low cost solution for that. So we provide them these low cost sanitary napkins, which and we do counseling for this. So this is how I started working in the village. But then
Okay.
I wanted to make the sanitary napkins a social enterprise. Actually, I didn't want to
Okay.
make it commercial. So then we had to earn money also. The ladies
Yes.
had to be paid. So then we
Hmm.
started skill development programs, and we did food processing, and we started agarbatti manufacturing, and we also did training for handcrafted diyas. So these are all the
Yeah.
things that we do. So, like presently, what all we are doing is that we are doing sanitary napkins is our main product there, which is mainly for the rural areas. And then we are doing agarbatti making, and we are making laddus, flaxseed laddus and til laddus, generally healthy food. And we also have our own haldi. We have our own uh, chakki there. So we do our own
Okay.
masalas. So all these things
Okay.
we are doing over there. But our main products are agarbatti, dhoopbatti, and laddus in the winter season. So these are our main
Mm-hmm.
products. And in the during Diwali, with the support of FICCI Flow Lucknow, uh,
Mm-hmm.
they initiated the training for our ladies for diya painting. So every year, with their support, we are able to give our ladies a good Diwali bonus with the diyas that they handcraft there. So basically,
Yeah.
these are the things that we are doing in our village there.
That is that is like great. That is lovely work that you're doing. So it's basically you're empowering women and giving them a source of livelihood.
Yeah, and
So
then
bas
slowly we've connected with the women of self-help groups there. So
okay.
there are about 1,000 active self-help groups in our block, in Jaisingpur block. So that's about 10,000 women. So we are
Yeah.
interacting with all these women, and they also act as our mobilizers for sale of sanitary
Mm-hmm.
napkins. And they also come
Okay.
to us for training, like for agarbattis and for laddus and all. And our Rural Beat Enterprises is actually a marketing platform. So whatever these
Okay.
women make in their self-help groups, we help to market them in Lucknow and in other places. So this is how we actually we train them, and then we try to support them by marketing their products for them,
Okay.
so
That's
that they're able to earn. So it's not just that we've trained them and we've left them. We
you're
train
basically
them, and we
giving
also
them
make sure that they earn something from what they've learned.
oh, yeah,
So
that actually great. That's like a complete cycle that you've created for every woman in the village. So as you were talking about menstrual hygiene or the pad making machine that you have, so women in villages are really skeptical about using sanitary napkins in general. They have their old practices which they would like to continue. So I want to know, has there been a behavioral change in those women since they are the ones really occupied with the manufacturing of sanitary napkins, or they're just selling it and not using it personally?
no, no, yes, of course. And it was very pleasantly surprising for me, because when I first got this machine, I was a bit apprehensive because I wasn't very sure of the response I would get. But on the first day of the training, almost the whole village was there to see what was happening. And then
Hmm.
everybody wanted to join the unit. But that time we were just able to take in 5 women, and we started off with 5 women. And then with
Hmm.
those 5 women, we went from village to village, and we did door to door counseling. And
Okay.
uh, we made them aware of sanitary napkins, and we also made them aware of all the other malpractices that they were following
Practicing
previously,
basically, yeah.
the unhygienic way that they were handling this. So
Hmm.
and because I had women from the village itself, they were able to communicate better. So that
Yeah.
communication gap was over. I explained it to these women, and they further explained it to the rural women, to the other women. So we
Yeah.
overcame this communication barrier. So that way we were able to uh, convey our message to them. And gradually, more and more women started using these sanitary napkins. And now, whatever we are producing, it's just going away. So,
Okay.
you know,
There
and
definitely has been behavioral change.
yeah, and another thing was that when we started, for the first 3 months, I just told these women and other women in the village, we didn't sell it. I distributed it free. I said, you just use it. So for 3 months, they just used it.
Mm.
And then they
Yeah.
were able to figure out okay, what was the problem with it.
Difference.
कि
Yeah.
कभी कोई ढीला है कुछ टाइट है कुछ इधर whatever little problems other problems they had, they were able to sort out those problems, and then they were able to get something they were comfortable with, and then we started selling them. So of course
Of course.
everybody in our village is using them, and
Okay.
from other places in the block also now. And like I said, a lot of women from self-help groups are our mobilizers, so they also
Hmm.
go from village to village and distribute them in their villages, and they also earn something from it.
Hmm.
Like it's ours is a very low cost product.
Yeah.
uh, Earlier it was we were selling one pad for 2 rupees. Now it's 2 rupees 50 paise. So we have a packet of 4 pads which is for 10 rupees, and they sell it for 12 rupees. So 2 rupees they are
Okay.
also earning. So if they are able to sell 1,000 packets, 2,000 rupees they also earn. So
Hmm.
that is something that motivates them also.
Okay.
So this is how
So
we.
that's how you work.
Yeah.
So there's one thing I'm very curious to know. Since your village, the village you're working in, is has been changed, like they have this habit of using sanitary napkins to maintain menstrual hygiene during their periods. But do you have a vision of also catering to other villages where people are still not aware about this, where they are not able to probably afford these sanitary napkins? So do you think in maybe few years you want to cater to other nearby villages as well and empower other women through skill development and menstrual hygienic practices?
Yes, of course, we would. That is our vision. And even in other blocks of Sultanpur, like we've done counseling in other blocks also. And we've also encouraged other women to have their own machines and manufacture their own napkins. This is actually what we want them to do.
Okay,
So in due course of time, I would like.
okay. I think we've just lost connection. Maybe she'll just rejoin in a bit. Meanwhile, I would like to ask my audience if they have any questions, they can put down in the comment section and we will ask them from Pratibha ma'am.
Yeah, I guess there is some network problem with her, some issue.
She'll rejoin. This
So this
Sultanpur
is,
is where
yeah, Rini, she's back.
this,
Just a moment.
yeah, yes, yes, yes.
She
I think
went from with
she's
the
doing
Tulsi.
amazing
Yeah,
work.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Not an issue.
So I got my phone.
That's okay. So yeah, as you were saying, that your vision is to cater to other villages as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So as I was going through your organization and everything, so you have three mantra or beliefs that you follow. That is sustainable, women do it better, and source local. So would you like
Hmm.
to explain what it is all about and where this came from?
Actually, when we started the menstrual health unit, mostly we had women working for us, and I myself feel that women are more sincere with their work. So I
Yes.
get more output from women than I get from men. So that is why we try to involve as many women as we can And then also
So,
because it gives them an opportunity to move out of their homes and to come out
hmm,
and get some confidence and be independent. So that is what
yeah,
I want, that every woman in the village should come out and should work and should earn their at least contribute something to their house income. And now over a period of time, they all have their own bank accounts, they are all managing their own money, they are all contributing to the household expenses. And then because they are members of the SHG, they are also able to contribute extra money because they are able to borrow from the SHG. So now
yeah,
I find a big change in the women over there in the village. So that is why I wanted to encourage more and more women to come and join us. And the
yes,
other thing was that we source local. Like for example, now we are making diyas for Diwali, so all the diyas have been made by our local potters, and the wives
okay,
of the local potters are also members of the SHG. So these families, the potter's family also earns money. The ladies who are painting the diyas also earn money. So,
yeah,
everybody is able to get something from it. And then from
hmm,
our agricultural products like our laddus and haldi and dhania and all, we try to buy things that are grown by our local farmers. Like flax seeds
okay,
and till seeds are grown by the local farmers. So, as much as
hmm,
possible, we try to purchase it from them because, firstly, they are all natural products because they use
yeah,
their own natural manures and these are natural products. And secondly, if I have to buy something from the mandi, why shouldn't I buy it from my own village farmers?
obviously,
So
because
that is
it's
why we
already
try to
coming from
source
them.
as much local products as we can so that everybody is involved in our work. So that is why we get support from everybody in our area.
Hmm,
So this is uh, how we function there. Yeah.
yeah. So you have basically seen women getting empowered, seen their whole journey of not knowing things to do, basically giving them skills,
Yeah,
and then they're earning their own livelihood. So I
yeah,
think
because
this has been a journey.
when I first went to the village, it was very difficult for the women to come out. And even when they
Hmm,
came out, because it's a like in the village, everybody is related to everybody. तो सब कोई बहू है, कोई
hmm,
भाभी है, कोई कुछ है, तो वो घूंघट लेके and everything, they were interacting like that. But over a period of time, and I must say that even the men in our village responded very well to our programs. Today our
yes.
women can stand on the stage with a mic at any program, and they can speak about any topic, and they even talk about menstrual health, and they talk about sanitary napkins, and we are talking about sanitary pads in the village to the men, and they're accepting it. And in fact,
Yes, that
whenever anybody gets any visitors in the village, they very proudly bring them to a sanitary napkin unit and show them कि हमारी महिलाएं ये काम कर रही हैं. So it's very
wow.
encouraging to see this kind of a
Hmm.
response from the people. So yeah, it makes me happy.
Yeah,
It gives me
it
a lot of
this empowered a
satisfaction.
whole lot of women. Yeah. See, matlab,
So I don't know
that
how much what I did, but yeah, people when they see something new happening, people do respond and people do come forward. So I got a very good response from everybody in the village there, and even the elderly ladies. They allowed the another advantage that I had was that this is my husband's village. So
okay.
I'm also a bahu there.
Yeah.
So that was another reason why people were able to connect with me easily. I wasn't
Yeah.
somebody who had just come from outside and was telling them what to do. I was one
Yeah.
of them, you know.
Yeah. You were
And
part of
then a
them.
lot of the elderly women, they allowed their women to come to my center because I was there.
Oh yeah, the trust.
है ना? So, and I used to bring them to Lucknow also. I used to take them to Allahabad also. So they were allowed to go because I was there. So, that is
Exactly.
why. So over a period of time, we built up some faith and some trust amongst the people there, and a lot of goodwill with the people there. So yeah, it's been a good journey.
Yeah, it is. It is
Yeah.
sounding so good. I hope it has been more wonderful than this. So, what are your plans for in the future? What do you want to do in the future with
Uh,
like?
See, I don't know. As I'm keep going forward. Like, now I have started sort of limiting the work that I'm doing so that I can
Okay.
do less work and but reach out to more people. Like we have
Okay.
we have fewer products, but we are reaching
Mm-hmm.
out to more people. So at least as
Okay.
long as I can, I would like to continue this process. And in the meantime, I think I have empowered the women of my village enough to carry this work forward.
Okay.
Because like even when I'm not there, like 15 days I spend in the village, 15 days I'm in Lucknow. So my
Hmm.
work doesn't stop. They know
Yeah.
what they have to do.
Yes.
My only job is to provide them the raw material on time. Otherwise,
Hmm.
now since 2015, we started this unit in 2015. So since then,
Okay.
they have now understood what I want from them and they've understood what they need to do. So I think now
Yes.
they've become confident enough to carry this on. So even if in due course of time I decide that now I don't want to be here, I would like to go to my children or do something and ab retire hona hai. I think
Hmm.
my work will continue because now these women are empowered enough to carry this forward on their own. So I think this is my main aim actually, that it should
Yeah.
not stop. Like if I'm not there, because my children are not interested in this work, they are both in Delhi. They would not like to come and live in the village. So I cannot expect them to carry anything forward because they would not be interested in this.
Yeah.
So I would like to believe that, I am able to empower the women of the village so that they are able to carry this work forward on their own. So basically, now this is my aim.
Yeah.
So whatever I
This
could do, I
actually.
have done. And now I
Yeah.
would not like this to just stop here. I would like this to carry on, and I would like these women to carry it forward. So now I would like to empower them to slowly keep
Yeah.
taking this forward. And I would slowly start taking a back foot. This is what I would like to do.
I think this is a
So,
perfect success story where the story does not end when the leader or basically the initiator takes a foot back, but it's actually the people leading themselves,
yeah, yeah. So
each
my main
other.
aim since the beginning,
Hmm.
it's always been this, that these women should be empowered enough to continue with this work and carry it forward
Yeah.
and, you know, be empowered enough to do this.
Hmm. Yes. So I would ask, request Aparna ma'am if she has anything to ask Pratibha ma'am.
In fact, I don't have to ask anything. She has said everything. But yes, I would like to add on here that I'm a witness to her journey. I've been to her village. I have been to her sanitary napkins factory. And it's all so methodical. Everything is so, auto mode पे कहते नहीं है कि ऐसे यहाँ से स्टार्ट हुआ यहाँ चल गया सारा कुछ ऑटो चल रहा है कहीं कुछ बीच में इनपुट्स ही नहीं देने हैं इट इज लाइक दैट द वर्क शी इज डूइंग आई हैड द जो वहाँ का जो मतलब जो क्रॉप का फ्रेश क्रॉप का मैंने खाना खाया वहाँ पे तो आई रियली लिव दोज मोमेंट्स व्हेन आई रीच देयर सारी जितनी भी वहां पे लेडीज थी ऑल एसएचजी दे केम दे हैड दिस प्रेयर हमको मन की शक्ति देना एंड इट वाज सो नाइस उसी से ही वो आपका एक ट्रिगर हो जाता है चीजों पे कि ये एनर्जी कहाँ से आती है यहीं से आती है एनर्जी बिकॉज शी इज लीडिंग दिस एंड शी हैज दिस उन्होंने उन लेडीज को इतना वो मोटिवेट कर दिया मोल्ड हो गई है वो लोग इस चीज में कि दे हैव टू डू दिस एंड आप कभी रिटायर नहीं हो गए क्योंकि आप अब जब आपने इतनी लेट स्टार्ट किया तो रिटायर हो ही नहीं सकते वो ठीक है आप वेकेशन पे जा सकते हो यू कैन टेक लीव्स बट यू कैन नॉट रिटायर बिकॉज दिस इज इन योर ब्लड नाउ जब तक आप हो यू विल बी डूइंग इट एंड देन आई एम श्योर यू मस्ट हैव क्रिएटेड सम पिलर्स जो आपके साथ जो who will take that legacy forward वो भी इसीलिए ये एंड दिस इज समथिंग गुड एंड आप मुझे लगता है कि आपका जर्नी इटसेल्फ इज अ केस स्टडी जो 10,000 women को आप रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हो आई थिंक योगी एंड मोदी जी तक दिस शुड रीच ओवर देयर दैट दिस इज व्हाट यू आर डूइंग इन सुल्तानपुर विलेज so this is
That's
really
very
so
true,
good.
actually.
And then your Fiki Flow is backing you up. The other I think there was this hero group also जिन्होंने who gave.
They sponsored our machines
Yeah.
for sanitary napkin
So
machines.
there are
Yeah.
people who are helping you because you are doing so good work. Therefore, they are helping you. Supporting you rather, not helping you, supporting you in this. So I think this is brilliant. I'm sure अगर जिसने नहीं देखा होगा उसका loss होगा आज की ये. And when of course नहीं देखा, you can see it later on because we'll be putting this video on the YouTube as well. So you can see it every time, rewind and get inspired all the time. Yeah, that's my side.
So I would like to thank you, ma'am, for taking out time to join us
Thank you so
today
much
and
for
share.
inviting me. Aparna, it's always a pleasure to come to your programs.
And same mine, it's likewise only. I love to interact with you because I also get inspired by you. So I don't know, कल से आज छोड़ने के बाद से ही कुछ और मेरे दिमाग में शुरू हो जाएगा. You are such an
Ma'am is full
inspiration.
of ideas.
Thank you.
And you are such an inspiration. Yes. All the best to you. आपका जो
Thank
भी
you.
आपके plans हैं,
Yes.
road map है, I'm sure वो successful हो आपका. And rural beat should grow many folds.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Rini.
So much for joining.
Thank you, Rini.
Thank you, ma'am.